More Dropkick Basement Tournament of Big Man action, Battle of the Big Man action coming at you for this week. Mike Madden on this side, my tag team partner Tommy Schultz on the other side. After the first set of brackets, there's a lot of moving and shaking. So, Tom, how do you feel energy-wise going into these last two bracket reveals?
I am stoked. We had quite a first round for the 80s and 90s, and I think this is going to get even more interesting because we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty of things.
It's a little bit more difficult, and anybody that's been a longtime wrestling fan, or at least a wrestling fan for the last 20 or 25 years, can attest to this, that the amount of big men that were prominent and that were at the top of their companies really starts to dwindle and shrink as you get into the 2000s and then through to the 2000s to more modern times of the 2010s and the 2020s. Shift in fan interest, a shift in who's being signed and developed. And, there are their fair share of big men. We'll be able to cover a good amount of them, but it's a little shocking, and it's a little, it's going to be a shift, as you know, like from the marquee names that we saw in the 80s, and then especially in the 90s with these guys that were, headliners of WrestleManias, and, some of the, we talked at length about like the gimmicks that these guys went through to, become stars and work for different companies and reinvent themselves. So it's very different, and it's very, it's a little bit more of a grind to look at these 2000 and 2010, 2020 brackets and kind of, find the definitive winners. But that's on our side of things, folks. You're here to sit back and listen and hear our analysis of how we came up with the winners of each of these. So let's get into it. I've got the 2000s. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get after the 2000s bracket of the Battle of the Big Men tournament here on the Dropkick Basement.
Interested to see where you go here.
Yes. So the number one seed in this tournament, the 1-in-16 matchup is the first we're going to chat about a little bit, or at least reveal the wrestlers that are involved. Mark Henry will get the number one seed. It's a little bit of a controversial pick as a one seed, but I'll justify it by saying former Olympian. It took him a while to become good in pro wrestling, but once he got good and once the company got behind him, multi-time WWE champion, world heavyweight champion, European champion, I believe hardcore champion a couple times, ECW champion too. So that nothing to be taken away. ECW on Sci-Fi champ, but yeah, Mark Henry, big man out of Texas, the world's strongest man. He will get my number one seed, based on that pedigree.
Understandable.
He faces the number 16 seed. A sleeper, I think, in my opinion, a sleeper to when I was looking through the guys, I was like, man, I need somebody towards the bottom of this bracket that sneaks in here. And I'm going with The Wall.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have a long career, and unfortunately, I believe he's passed away a little too early. A Jersey guy. Grew up kind of around here and went to one of the schools along the Jersey Shore. But he was a kind of a big deal, had a feud with Hogan in the early 2000s or late 99, early 2000 WCW. Not anybody's favorite feud of all time, but they made him into kind of an attraction big man.
Yeah, he was at that late stage of WCW. He was their mid card.
Yeah, their monster. Man. Yeah. And then wrestled in TNA, the early days of TNA, as Malice.
Yeah, Malice. Yep.
So again, you're looking at a guy who had good pushes and significant time. So he gets in here. So he'll be taking on Mark Henry in the first round. The 8-9 matchup is the most interesting matchup I could put together, and I love this matchup.
Ooh.
Get ready for this. Your 8 seed, former Ring of Honor champion, former Noah GHC champion, Takeshiki Morishima, the stout heavyweight big man wrestler. A lot of power. Always reminded me of Masa Saito.
Yes.
He's going to be taking on an absolute wild card in this tournament. The only woman that made the bracket, former TNA Knockouts champion, Awesome Kong. Buy a ticket. Front row. And it's not that Kong has had her fair share of matches against men opponents, so she's no stranger to doing to mixing it up in mixed action, mixed gender action. So Morishima versus Awesome Kong, batten down the hatches for that one when we get to it in this first round. So that's a wild card for maybe my favorite matchup of this whole tournament. Then we get the number 4 seed, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, all legs and all head, the Great Khali.
Oh God, 4 seed.
As a 4 seed, former heavyweight champion of the world and the master of the Punjabi prison match.
Yeah, all right. I think he was only in one of them.
Well, listen, it came from him and what's his Raja Singh's mind. The Great Khali coming in hot in the 4 seed, maybe a little bit
high,
maybe a little bit overranked.
If you do not follow the Great Khali on Instagram, do yourself a favor.
Jotting it down now.
Absolute treat.
All right. Good to know. So Khali, WWE Hall of Famer, by the way, also the Great Khali.
What?
Yeah, he's in their Hall of Fame. They snuck him in during like one of those pandemic years.
Oh my God.
Also, I believe killed a man by force in pro wrestling training, but that's neither confirmed nor denied. He will be taking on also another one of my favorite first round matchups, the 13 seed in this Akibono.
Oh my God.
AKA Bono-chan from our favorite low-key Japanese pro wrestling company, Hustle. Mid-2000s Hustle. Bono-chan, the son of Yingling, the erotic terrorist, and her mate, the Great Muda, who got her pregnant by misting her vagina. and the outcome was Bono-chan. So Bono-chan and Khali is a first-round matchup. This is ridiculous at this point.
What a barn burner. So 5 stars. 5 stars. Meltzer. Yeah, I see 5 stars for Meltzer.
Dave's not getting a press pass to this. So, we're going to close out this side of the bracket with the 5 and the 12 matchup. Umaga gets the 5 seed. And he's going to be taking on the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, at the 12 seed. No stranger to tournaments because I believe he did make the NCAA tournament as a center or power forward at Monmouth University back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So that wraps up the first side of the bracket with some real wonky affairs. Thoughts before I get to the second side of the bracket.
I need in my bones to see Morishima lariat Awesome Kong out of her boots.
It's
I also need to see the Great Khali do one of his chops between Akibono's diaper shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's pay-per-view quality there. So let's move on to the other side of the bracket where we've got the 2 seed in this tournament. The Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, former Ring of Honor champion, former TNA champion, AEW champion, you name it, Joe. Everywhere Joe's been, he's been a big-time main event guy. Could have been a number 1 seed, but we'll argue that a different day.
Yes.
And he's going to be taking on the 15 seed in this tournament, Heidenreich.
Oh God!
It was hard to find an opponent that would stack up to Joe, and I'm sure I didn't find one. But Heidenreich versus Samoa Joe in the first round. Heidenreich, for those who don't know, close to 7 feet tall. Was originally
sexually assaulted Michael Cole.
Wrote poetry. Was supposed to come in as like a thought out Nazi when they originally signed him. The gimmick was he's going to be a Nazi that's frozen in time, and then he gets thawed out in the 2000s and is brought to the WWF to take over the WWF under the management. And they thought, well, if people get upset about the Nazi, it's going to be okay because he's under the management of Paul Heyman, Jewish Paul Heyman.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
When did they? Was this like a thought that never came to be?
It never came to fruition. Yes.
Okay. Thank God, because I don't remember him being a Nazi.
Famously, a pitch meeting came out that, and the writer who came up with this, the story goes that he pitched this in a meeting when they were just before they debuted Heidenreich, and Vince McMahon listened to him, got up from his chair, put his jacket on, and walked straight out of the meeting.
So he either loved it or hated it.
Well, Heidenreich was never
we'll never know.
He was never the unfrozen Nazi. He did get Paul Heyman as a manager for a while, because Paul loves money. So yeah, there you go. First round matchup between Samoa Joe and unfrozen Heidenreich, or poetry Heidenreich. 7-10. This is an interesting matchup. So your 7-10 matchup. International sensation, former MMA fighter, believe for Pride, former IWGP heavyweight champion, by the way. Put some respect on the name of Bob Sapp.
Holy shit.
Big Bob Sapp gets a 7 seed.
Big Bob?
Big Bob is in this tournament. He's going to be taking on, and again, I'm imagining the entrance first and foremost. A lot of dancers, Bob with his leisure suit and his cape, another veteran of Hustle. Bob's a showman, and so Big Bob's going to be taking on in the first round. Test, aka Andrew Martin, rest in peace. Test. A person whose name is Mud on this podcast. Test. We've often said that Test is one of the worst wrestlers, but we'll see if he can take on and defeat Bob Sapp in the first round.
Bob Sapp, not particularly known for his technical ability.
Not a technical wizard. Ironically enough, did wrestle in the United States briefly in one of those East Coast. Like, not East Coast, but like one of those Southern promotions that our friend White Trash Chuck, Charlie Saunier, okay. I believe he shared a locker room with a training Bob Sapp for a little while.
You gotta get Chuck back on here to figure out. We need some Bob Sapp stories.
Tell me one Bob Sapp story. And it's probably going to be like he touched both sides of the wall in an airport. All right, so moving on to the 3 seed versus the 14, and the 3 seed is the Monster Abyss.
There we go. Now we're talking business.
Again, another man who came up in that Georgia independent seed and NWA Wild Side is where he cut his teeth before he made the big time and appeared for more than a decade for TNA Wrestling, NWA, TNA, Impact, an agile big man, a gimmick big man for sure, often under the tutelage of the Sinister Minister, Reverend James Mitchell. So he's the 3 seed in this case, and he's going to be taking on the 14 seed. Talk about a dumpster fire. I don't know how he got to the 14 seed. He must have paid off some people in the committee, but it's not his fault. Gene Snitsky is the 14 seed in this tournament. Meets the height criteria. An awful body, and this is hilarious that like people were like, oh, Snitsky's going to succeed because he's like a Vince guy, right? He's big. He does that airport test that we talked about, but one of the ugliest human beings in the history of pro wrestling, a business that is known for people that were ugly on purpose.
Freaks.
Gene Snitsky could have been one of the ugliest. So he'll take on Abyss. And then our final matchup, a juicy matchup in the 6 and 11. And juicy / Usi is how we're going to call this one. Okay. The 6 seed is Rikishi. Yeah. AKA Rikishi Fatu. And he will be taking on a superhero in training.
Oh, boy.
His cousin, Rosie, formerly of 3 Minute Warning, unfortunately no longer with us. I believe also a member of the short-lived Samoan Gangster Party who were in ECW and WWE or WWF in the 90s. So there you go. That's the last matchup, Rikishi versus Rosie in that 6 and 11. Anything popping off the page on that side of the bracket for you?
Bob Sapp and Test is the craziest thing I've ever seen. That's absolute lunacy.
Fair play. A lot of these matchups, and purposely a lot of these matchups, are guys that would never even, some of them didn't even wrestle at the same time. The 2000s are just sort
They've
of like...
never made eye contact, let alone touched.
But then there's that 6-11 matchup where you have two guys that kind of, probably grew up with each other and have a kinship. Bloodline explodes early.
Samoa Joe. He is not going to put up for Nazi shit.
No. This is going to be an unhappy Joe. So let's break down where we go with these matchups. The 6 and 11 matchup, or I should say not the 6 and 11 matchup, but the 1 and 16 matchup on the other side of the bracket. We're going to have the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, taking down the Wall.
Hey.
Pretty simple big man match. Probably a lot of back and forth. Striking. A lot of big guys throwing bombs, but Mark Henry's got a little bit more power to him, and even if the Wall does leave his feet for a crossbody, Mark catches him. World's strongest slam, 1, 2, 3, quick and easy. Let's get Mark to the next round, paving the way for Morishima and Awesome Kong.
I mean,
on paper, there's an ugliness and a beauty to this. Morishima, again, another guy that's got submission ability. He's got suplex ability. He's got a little bit of a motor to him, and he's got a temper, so he can, fly off the handle and kind of lay them in. And Awesome Kong is a tough customer, and also a very great presence and was always a great presence, female or male. Like she walks into an arena and everybody's heads turned, and then she gets in the ring and she overpowers opponents. I think this one, in a stunning upset, although it's an 8-9, it's a stunning upset. Awesome Kong gets the victory and goes on. Yeah. This is the story of this bracket and of this tournament. And the people will be behind Awesome Kong in this case. They want to see her. At least they're going to see her advance one round. So Awesome Kong's going to go through.
That is very surprising.
Yeah.
I had Morishima maybe going to the end of this.
Yeah, I would think. But here's my point of view on that. As much as Morishima was phenomenal for his run was still very short.
It was.
He was a guy who had concussion issues. He had upper body issues. And Kong, more impactful, in my opinion. Like
That's fair.
She wrestled in a Royal Rumble. Can't take that away. She was in one of the shittiest stables in the history of AEW. The Brandy Rhodes debacle, where they were shaving that one girl's head and then she was off TV 2 weeks later. But that's not to take anything away from Kong and her legacy. So Kong gets through. Yeah. Moving on to the matchup that you've been waiting for, Tom. One of the ones that I think you had circled. If this was an all-day tournament, you would be like, oh, they're doing this in 2 rings? I have to get a ringside seat for this one. The Great Khali versus Akibono.
I think I would have tried to referee this match.
I don't think anybody would be able to see you if you tried to referee this one. These are 2 of the most unique bodies in pro wrestling history. First of all, let me just, for those who've never seen the Great Khali, and how could you miss him? He's 7'5" or 7'6", tall, relatively slender. His knees are basically, if you took all the skis in a ski lodge and just tape them together, they're not going to bend. They're just going to be like stiff as a board. His shoe size is small boat. His torso is just raw meat. And then he has a very long head and giant hands. Okay. So just imagine, I would love for somebody, our artistic people out there, do me a favor. If you've never seen Khali, from my description, draw him.
Yeah.
Draw what that looks like.
We need a wanted poster.
His opponent probably stands at, a conservative 6'10", 6'11", kind of a smallish head. So size of a pea. More middle body than most people have ever, here's the difference between, if you were to say, you're taking all the skis in a ski lodge to make Khali's legs, you're taking all of the bowling balls at a bowling alley and you're kind of mashing them together. And that's the middle section of Akibono. Smallish arms and smallish legs. So take with that of you with those sketches as you will. And that's what we've got in this matchup. An ugly affair, to say the least. And again, as I mentioned before, Khali, one of the least agile people, but
will this take place inside of the Punjabi?
It might be a Punjabi prison match. Although I don't know if there's a door big enough for Akibono to fit into. They might have to lower the prison on top of them. But jokes aside, here's another one. This is a terrible matchup. Standing next to each other, they look like a very big number 10. And if you reverse a 10, you get 0-1, and that's what the star rating on this one is. 1 star. But the Great Khali, with the big chop and the squeeze head device, will squeeze Akibono's tiny head and cause him to cry and crap his diaper, and his his surrogate father, the Great Muta, will have to come and rescue him from ringside. Kali gets the win over Akibono in a Punjabi prison match.
I genuinely hope that with that victory, we get what I hope for.
Okay. Another side note on that. The reason why a Punjabi prison match makes sense because the fans can't really see inside that much. So it's gonna look great.
Yeah. No one can see what's happening. No one.
Let's not send
a lot of bamboo.
Yeah, let's not send the fans home completely depressed from having to watch that. We're gonna pick the pace up again. We get the 5 and 12 seed of Umaga, the tremendous Samoan. What did they call him? He wasn't the bulldozer. Or was he the bulldozer? Samoan bulldozer.
The Samoan. Yeah, that's.
I think he was the bulldozer. But Umaga taking on Matt Morgan, the Blueprint Matt Morgan. Interesting matchup. Yes. I think Matt Morgan's one of the more underrated workers for a big man for his size. Fast, agile, could go power, could go, intimidation, could wrestle heel, could wrestle babyface.
I think he just didn't have the charisma.
Yeah, he couldn't talk his way out of a wet paper bag. But that's what, maybe he'll have his manager, Jim Cornette, who was always the biggest advocate for Matt Morgan. Maybe he'll have his manager, Jim Cornette, with him.
Which could also be a reason why Matt Morgan didn't go anywhere.
Well, goddamn. Umaga's going to have the ever-present Armando Alejandro Estrada in his corner. But I think that Umaga, again, just a tragedy what happened to him, kind of flaming out as quickly as he did. But for this decade, for the 2000s, Umaga is one of the best big men that the WWE had, and he was showcased incredibly. So I'm giving Umaga the Duke in this matchup, and we're sending him into the next round to face the Great Khali. So to quickly recap, Mark Henry gets a win. Whew. Awesome Kong gets a win. So Mark Henry versus Awesome Kong is in the next round. The Great Khali survives a barn burner or a Punjabi prison burner against Akibono, and Umaga over Matt Morgan.
You have two of legitimately the most ridiculous matchups of all time.
I take that as a compliment. Don't worry, we have ridiculousness on this other side of the bracket too.
Oh, I can see.
Because we've got a
you put Heidenreich through, I'm fucking.
We've got a 2 and 15 matchup. Samoa Joe versus John Heidenreich. Listen, John Heidenreich, remember, was also part of the new Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
So he would have. It's possible that he would have had his 2 Legion of Doom helpers with him for this first round matchup against Samoa Joe. So you do have Road Warrior Animal and his kind of steroid belly at the time, and Christy Hemme, who was their manager. Bet you didn't remember that.
I do remember the story of Heidenreich during Hurricane Katrina riding a boat through the streets of New Orleans with a shotgun.
Yeah. He's a colorful character. We need to do a Heidenreich episode, I think.
That's the only thing I remember about Heidenreich.
Stories about Heidenreich.
That he may or may not have sexually assaulted while reciting poetry in his face.
Yes. No surprises here. Samoa Joe is going to choke out Heidenreich in probably about 3 minutes. No need to break a sweat, Joe. Although he's one of the best sweaters in the history of wrestling, Samoa Joe. Heavy sweater. So we're going to send Joe through to the next round, where he will face the winner of this matchup between big old Bob Sapp and Test. And I hate to break it to you.
Where are my testicles at?
I said on the intro, there are certain guys that this podcast is not a fan of, and Test should be happy that he got into this tournament to begin with, that I remembered him.
Damn.
Bob Sapp, former IWGP champ, former Pride fighting champion too, Bob Sapp is taking a win here, and juicy matchup in the next round. Get your popcorn ready for that one. Moving right along to the bottom half of the bracket, you've got the 3 seed, the Monster Abyss, taking on the ugliest man in pro wrestling history, Gene Snitsky. and Abyss is going to get the Duke here using his Janus, and he's going to scratch off what's left of Gene Snitsky's face, and hopefully he'll get a face transplant and come back as a different person. Of course, on the way, he will grab a baby from ringside and punt it into the upper deck of the Impact Zone. So Abyss goes through. 6-11. Again, this is a great matchup. I think experience will win. So Rikishi Fatu, a former member of the Samoan SWAT team, will be beating 3-count member or 3-minute warning member. 3-count member would be great.
That would have been interesting, boy, man.
The superhero in training, Rosie, will lose here to Rikishi. Again, we got interesting matchups in this next round. I actually, other than one matchup, I love this next round. This next round is fire. This is why we do this tournament. We have absolute fire in this.
Unbelievable. The most absurd thing I've ever seen.
It's absurd, but it's also like you want to buy this on pay-per-view. Yes, you do.
I want to stream the feed through an illegal source.
Yes.
On pay-per-view.
You want to tape it.
I don't know that I would pay $50 to watch the Great Khali wrestle. But
you want to tape this and you want to trade it with everybody on the block. So back to the top.
I do want to see it, but I don't know if
Fuck
I'll
yeah, you want to see
it.
this. Come on. So we've got the 1 seed, the high seed Mark Henry taking on Awesome Kong. Whew. Listen.
What are we doing, Mike?
Mark Henry's a romantic man.
Oh my God.
As we know. And I think Mark Henry, there's a little bit of chivalry in Mark Henry. I think Mark Henry's going to offer to lie down in the middle of the ring. If he can just get one kiss from Awesome Kong. You're a movie star. You're a star. You were on TV. You're on Glow. I just want to, I think you and I can make a great team. And Mark Henry gets on his back. Kong goes down to give him a kiss. Mark Henry rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. Mark Henry takes a victory. Okay. So we're going to let Mark Henry get through. Okay. I booked that ridiculously. Although I would like to see like a power struggle between, at least a collar and elbow tie up between these two, to see like Kong get the advantage and shove Mark Henry and watch him go ass over tea kettle. But the finish is the kiss, and Mark Henry gets a fuck finish win. Roll up 1, 2, 3. Kong's out. Standing ovation for Kong, by the way.
Yes.
Star of the tournament. The other star of the tournament, as we know, is the survivor of the Punjabi prison.
Yes.
The Great Khali is taking on Umaga in the next round.
Does he strictly wrestle Punjabi prisons throughout the tournament?
He could. I mean, that's his specialty. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if a man's got a specialty, he should live in pocket. So yeah, let's put the prison down. It makes him feel better. He feels at home. Nobody can see the match that well. You're the consumer, Tom. You're watching this. I'm backstage.
I'm just asking.
I'm backstage.
This isn't Taboo Tuesday. I'm not voting on this shit. I'm just asking a question.
I'm backstage making sure A, that the match goes as planned, and B, that I have enough riot police in line, because you know what's gonna happen? Great Khali's going to beat Umaga.
Oh my God, I hate this tournament.
Yeah. You're going to love the next match. You're going to... The other side of this bracket's really great. This one is absolute bollocks and bullshit, but Khali goes on to face Mark Henry in the semifinal. of this one. But the other side of the bracket, a dream match to some, and those are sickos at this point.
To who?
I would not be surprised if Tony Khan if I were to send this to Tony Khan.
He booked it.
Tony Khan would be like, yes, the next Forbidden Door, I'm bringing back with full entrance Bob Sapp and with theatrics Samoa Joe, and they're going to have an MMA style match. This is going to be a no holds barred. You think you loved Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher in a brawl all over the building with no real with all the malice and ill content that you can imagine. Just think a boozed up and psyched and steroided up Bob Sapp taking on Samoa Joe. I hate to break hearts here. Samoa Joe's going to win.
Oh my God!
I know. I'm letting down the little Sappers. Which that was Bob Sapp's fan base, right? The Little Sappers.
I have no idea.
He had a song on the charts in Japan in 2003 or 2004. He was a big fucking deal. Bob Sapp, legend. But he'll have to watch the rest of the tournament with Awesome Kong from the stands. Final matchup of this round, the 3 seed. Abyss taking on the 6 seed Rikishi. If both of these guys are in their prime, we're looking at prime version of Abyss, prime version of Rikishi. Man, could Rikishi bump his ass off? And he's taking the clothesline with the flip bump, and he's inside to outside. He can go to the top. He can go, he can wrestle big man style and drop bonsai drops and hip attacks, the whole 9 yards. So nothing's going to be taken away from Rikishi other than the victory, because Abyss is going to go through, which makes for my final 4 matchup of this bracket.
Very interesting.
Mark Henry versus Great Khali, a match I believe we've seen before.
Unfortunately.
And Samoa Joe versus Abyss, which may have happened in TNA, but I don't think it was marquee.
No, I'm sure it did. But
yeah. Well, they've been in tag action yeah. So a little bit of the tradition of WWE and the character-driven stuff versus a little bit more physical and hardcore fan Samoa Joe and Abyss. So the first matchup, Henry and Khali, Punjabi prison. Khali's on a run in the Punjabi prison.
So
somebody's got to stop him.
Okay.
Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. Somebody gonna get their wig split, and that's somebody, Mark Henry, taking the win over the Great Khali, getting himself
1 seed, getting there
into the Elite 8 tournament, joining the likes of Hulk Hogan, Stan Hansen, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Big Van Vader. It's a lot for Mark Henry to be involved there, but another number 1 seed that goes through.
Another number 1 seed that goes through.
On the other side, a matchup of contrasting styles, but equal intensity. Abyss and Samoa Joe. And again, can the carpet be pulled out from under people? I said this in the last round. I hate to disappoint. And I'm not going to disappoint. Samoa Joe takes the victory over Abyss. Hard-fought match. Got some blood. Got some gimmicks. And Samoa Joe goes through and joins Mark Henry and the rest in that Elite 8 tournament. Thoughts from your end of things? I think I took you through a roller coaster of emotions.
Roller coaster.
Surprises abound.
The Great Khali making it as far as he did.
I think you're mad at me over that.
Well, having to see 3 Punjabi prison matches is quite a task for anybody. Because there's only been 3 ever.
But
and you made us watch 3 in one tournament.
But what's your key takeaway is you can't really see it that well. So They're all going to be over in 4 minutes. It's not like they're going to last a long time.
Slightly upset we didn't see Umaga make it a little further.
Yeah. I can see that.
But otherwise, I would say that aside from the Great Khali, the final four in that side of the bracket kind of adds up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that with a different seeding, Abyss could have definitely been there with Joe at the end.
Sure. Yeah. That's, and really the only reason, and Abyss was a 3 seed.
Yeah. If he was the 4 seed and Khali was the 3 seed, I think we would have gotten Joe and Abyss at the end.
Yeah.
But the selection committee, they commit.
They're there for monkey wrenches and monkey business too.
They're committing to stuff. So
maybe commit to an insane asylum, but
yes. They're committing to the Monsters Ball match.
Yeah.
And they have to be secluded in a room with no water or food for 24 hours.
That's right.
Wrestling.
Good call. You know your stipulations. So let's get into this 2010s 2020s bracket. It should be diverse.
So we're going 2010s and to present.
Okay.
Because the 2010s, if I'm gonna be honest with you, slightly thin.
Yes.
And currently, I don't think that from the 5 years that we've encapsulated in the 2020s thus far, we have enough to work with. So we're gonna go with like a 15-year gap here.
All right.
So we're gonna start here with the number 1 seed. A man who is finally getting his just due, and I think has been busting his ass for God knows how long. Walter / Gunther.
Yes.
He is going to be the number 1 seed in the 2010-2020 2010s to present bracket.
Strong big man choice for sure for a number 1.
He's going to be taking on an up and coming guy who is with the proper training, the proper push, and the proper guidance will be a force to be reckoned with. He only started his professional wrestling career 4 years ago in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the AEW star Satnam Singh.
Yes. Is he the tallest guy in the tournament?
I would say yes. He's like 6'7" or 7'6".
7'6". Yeah.
7'6". I mean, a monster. He just, he's green. He's very green. And we'll see how he's used moving forward. But he is a guy to watch for in the future.
Is it all right? Just to kind of throw something in here. Are the rumors true? Was he not like training with Danielson?
I believe so. I think that Danielson and Jeff Jarrett were like They were like the two guys that were really, and Jay Lethal was another one. They're all working together,
trying to do what they could with him. Okay, we'll see if they're hard.
We'll see if anything comes out of it.
Yeah,
because I know that as of late we have not seen. He was prominently featured for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in quite some time, so I don't know what's coming of that. But
okay, all right.
It's a guy that has a ton of potential should he get the right breaks in his career.
Yeah. All right. So interesting first matchup.
Now we're gonna move to the 8-9, which is my favorite match of the whole tournament.
Yes.
Of this side of the bracket.
All right.
At number 8, we have AEW star Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, Big Willie.
Big Willie style. All in it. We getting jiggy with it. Going up against another AEW star, one half of the current AEW Tag Team Champions,
Oh,
Brody King.
wow. Wow. Huh. They've had some encounters, correct?
They've had some encounters, but I don't know that they've been singles matches.
Okay.
I think they've
Multi-mans or
had
tags.
some
Yeah.
multi-mans and tags, but I don't think we've gotten a true meat slapping fiesta.
Here's the funny thing, and again, I don't want to talk too much over what you've laid out. Again, Hobbs is just like Satnam Singh. Like, Hobbs has only been in the business for like maybe 5 or 6 years, so he's relatively new to the business. Brody King was a guy that like I didn't get when he first came to AEW. I saw some of his stuff on the indies, and I was like, all right, he's a decent big man. Nothing flashy. The tattoos are a little bit over the top. But then I think over the course of the last 2 years, he's gotten so much more. He knows how to connect with the audience so much more now than he did before. So it's not just like, all right, here's this, this big monster, head to toe tattoo man. You start to hear a little bit more like the promos and the personality and what he's bringing to the table. And I think this sort of babyface version of him, where he certainly has the crowd behind him and the barking and just the gestures and just a subtle look to the crowd as something is going on in front of him, is just and he's currently AEW, as of this recording, AEW Tag Team Champions with Bandito, who, in my opinion, sky's the limit. He's the most over babyface that I've seen there in the last 6 months. People love him for sure. So good matchup, timely matchup, an interesting matchup between the two of those.
Yep. All right. So moving on, we have the 4 seed, a guy that enjoys to hurt people.
Oh,
Mr. Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Roberto,
Big Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be taking on the 13 seed, a staple of the TNA scene for the past decade, Mr. Moose.
And I think they have a history from Lashley's time in TNA.
See, I'm not. I would say from 2009 to present, I've pretty much lost on TNA.
Okay, all right.
So I know that they were both there at the same time, and I'm sure that they have had some interaction. I just it's first of all, it's so hard to find it anywhere to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But also, the stink of the Hogan era really fucking just made me not want to watch it.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
All right, and now we're going the 5-12 matchup, the number 5 seed, a guy who, unfortunately, due to injuries and health concerns, we haven't gotten to see a lot of lately, but through the early 2010s on the indie scene and his short time in NXT, I mean, unbelievable athlete for his size, Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And he is going to be taking on the number 12 seed, a guy that's been around for years through TNA, through WWE, through New Japan, and now in AEW, Lance Hoyt or Lance Archer, however you'd like to.
Hell yeah.
Know him.
All right. I'm into that match for sure.
The two of those guys, that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Oh, Archer, again, another guy that's underutilized. When he first came in, boy, was he was used great as a big man opponent.
Yes.
Feuds with Moxley, feuds with Cody Rhodes, one of the MVPs of their pandemic era. Jake the Snake Roberts as the manager was so great. I mean, he's got a little bit more personality as the heel. It's the sort of cocky giant heel for Don Callis, but another guy that just sort of I didn't get it, but now give me Archer and Archer's whole presentation is he's fucking cool. And
fantastic.
I wish Keith Lee all the best, and I wish he was healthy because he's so unique. When
he's on.
Holy shit, is he good?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, agile, charisma for days. Charisma for fucking days. All right, yeah.
All right.
I love these matchups. By the way, these so far, like this is great stuff.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to the other side of the bracket, and we've got the number 2 seed, another guy who had all the potential in the world, and God damn it, it breaks my heart that he's not here anymore. Brody Lee, I mean, one of my favorites. Literally, from the independence to his time in the Wyatt family, I mean, one of in the current generation and in reality of all time, one of the only true big men to hold the Intercontinental title in the WWE and hold it and be able to hold that standard to that title belt.
Yeah, to work with it, a workhorse big man.
Workhorse. And I mean, there was so much potential for him in AEW that got cut short. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. But number 2 seed Brody Lee is going to be taking on the number 15 seed, who I almost feel is interchangeable with the number 16 seed. This is Omos of the WWE.
Okay. Right.
And the only reason that I put him in the 15 other than the 16 is because he has done a significant amount more than Satnam Singh. Another guy who's, I mean, I would say other than Satnam Singh is probably the other biggest man in wrestling now. I mean, a guy that's at 7 foot, probably 7'4", like it's slightly smaller than Satnam.
But he's athletically built, and I think Satnam is athletically like it. So it's not like you're looking at George Gonzalez or Khali, where you're like they're misproportionate, and somebody's not training them the right way to balance or they weren't born with their body balanced. Omos is like, you look at Omos and you look how thick his upper body is, and you look how like strong his legs are. Like he's an interesting big man. Like he definitely wrestles big man style and is an attraction, but he also he can run.
Yes, he can, and it's not like for his size. You know, like a lot of the people that were of that size in the past of professional wrestling have like gigantism, where like they're misproportionate, and like you said, he's just a super fucking tall guy.
It's a sight to see, but like he's got some athleticism, and I do like that they sent him to Noah, even though it was like only a few months. Went to Noah unfortunately they haven't done anything with him since. They brought him back for that scramble Royal Rumble style match in for that AAA pay-per-view. Oh yeah, but like him against, I'm saying, like the little man, mini. Yeah, other than Mega Man, that's the only thing they've done with him since sending him overseas to try and polish him up a bit. Yeah, and it kind of sucks because I feel like the guy really wants to. Oh, he wants to be there. He wants to be good. Yeah. But yeah, like, to me, him and Satnam are a bit interchangeable. I just think that he's accomplished quite a bit more, and has a little bit more athleticism. Former tag team partner of AJ Styles. So. Yes, correct. Tag team champion. Tag team champion. So now we're getting to the 7-10 matchup. At number 7, we have a man known by 2 names. Both of them are big. Cass and Bill. All right. Big Cass, Big Bill.
W. Morrissey.
Yeah, don't forget that stupid name.
A guy who has, I would say, lately come into his own. A guy that was kind of solely reliant on his size at the beginning of his career, and has now finally kind of put everything together.
Good personality, good charisma. Yeah. Knows how to work big man. I love the stuff that he did, even though it was brief. Like some of those tag matches with, I think when he was tag champs with Ricky Starks versus Sting and Darby, where he's doing big man spots with Darby, and then he's just yoiking him over the top rope. And God bless Darby for putting his body in jeopardy, but it made Big Bill, Big Cass look like a fucking superstar.
Yeah, 100%.
And I do remember when he was in NXT, going to see an NXT house show in Asbury, and Big Cass sang his ass off, sang New York, New York for us just before the main event. Like, listen, maybe he doesn't do it all the time, and there isn't a lot of, sort of big man business for him to do, but when he's given a showcase, he shines up pretty well, so that he makes sense as a 7 seed for sure.
Yeah. And he's going to be taking on the number 10 seed, a guy who is more girthy than tall. Jonah Rock or Bronson Reed,
okay.
however you would prefer to know him as. Currently doing the best work of his career.
For sure.
Is in a prominent spot working with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline situation, but has been busting his ass through PWG, the Australian scene, and
New Japan.
I mean, for the past decade, he's really been doing a lot.
In the last time that NXT was good, before they became watered down NXT, before Shawn Michaels really took over, right? He was having banger matches. He was having great matches with Gargano, with Adam Cole when he was there, with Dijak, with Damian Priest. Like, he can, and that's kind of the testament, is like, even though he's a big man, he's got a versatility that he can work with anybody. So he can go up and down based on what your opponent is. And that's, again, I think you pointed it out greatly when you were talking about your 90s bracket. There's a lot of guys that faltered when it came to wrestling either heel or face or up or down weight class against different types of opponents. And I think Bronson Reed certainly has a he's got a versatility.
He spans the gamut.
He doesn't look lost wrestling against Roman Reigns, which is that's for a guy that's kind of that young to the business. Doesn't hurt the Paulie is there, but and it also is great that he steals the sneakers all the time. I love that gimmick. That's actually one of the most modern things that WWE has done. It's just like, hey, we're gonna have you're gonna steal, like, Roman Reigns has got like $3,000 sneakers, and you're just gonna take them and wear them around your neck, and it's like fucking that happens.
Yep.
So that's a good that's an excellent matchup at that 7-10. Big Bill and Big Bronson.
All right, so moving on, we have two matchups left. We have the 3 versus 14 seed. At 3, we have, and I hate to continually have to say this, because it sucks that we lose so many of our favorite pro wrestlers at such a young age. But at number 3, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I mean, not only an incredible in-ring performer, but genuinely one of the most unique minds of the last 20 years in wrestling, period. A guy that carved out his own niche and truly set himself apart from everyone. And
I remember when he was when he was Husky Harris, he was and this is why, like, you know, he does qualify as a big man. He was the tank with the Ferrari engine.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, that I wouldn't say overweight, but carrying that weight behind him made him more menacing, made him more important.
He did fluctuate in weight. He did slim down at a point, but
yeah.
For like the bulk of his, you know, his big run, he was a bigger guy, and he did work a big man style.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you. Yeah, for sure.
He wasn't a guy that was doing all the flashy moves, but he made everything mean so much.
Yeah,
for what he was doing.
That's true.
So he's going to be taking on a guy who could probably work like a hybrid style, but did work a big man style, especially on the independent scene, and that's Donovan Dijak.
Oh yeah.
Not my favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, the guy on his independent run, I was a big fan. Once he got to WWE, I kind of lost interest. He kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I don't think they knew what to do with him. Yeah.
Because he was kind of he's a big guy on the indies, let's say, and he's kind of a WWE has the biggest guys.
Yeah.
So he's not the biggest guy. He is a big guy, but he's not the biggest guy.
Right. It's hard for him to stand out, and that's the shame of it, because it could work with the right opponent. He's magic, and the right opponent is in this tournament, and maybe they touch. But in my opinion, like, that's what sort of holds him back from like getting work now or anything now. It's like, well, if we bring you on, we don't know if we're going to have the right opponent for you, and what's the sense in having you here just to be, you know, in the middle of a roster that you're just going to get frustrated by being in the middle here. And I listen, I can get that, and that's for what it's worth, like, his Ring of Honor run was pretty excellent. And again, you said, like, a lot of the indies, a lot of the PWG stuff that he did that basically got him signed and on the radar.
Beyond, like, all that stuff was incredible.
Yeah.
But once he got to the show, I think that's what puts him at a 14 seed, is couldn't kind of rise to the occasion. Couldn't put it together. All right, so he's taking on Bray. And then your final matchup. Our final matchup at the number 6 spot, we have a guy that I really don't care for very much.
All right.
And that's Braun Strowman.
Oh, Braun the Strowman. Okay.
Yeah. Stick to Strowman stuff, brother.
Yeah. He's another one, though, that slimmed down and lost some weight.
He got into great shape.
Yeah.
Still couldn't work a shit, but
and couldn't talk to save his freaking life. But man, there's a look to him. He cuts an imposing.
And then on
size.
The other hand, the guy that he's facing, the number 11 seed, he can cut a promo.
Yeah.
He does have charisma. And he can work a little bit better than Braun Strowman. That's Mr. Doc or Luke Gallows.
Big LG. Yeah,
Big
buddy.
LG.
Yeah. Sex Ferguson.
Integral part of the rise of the New Japan Bullet Club culture. Let's pretend that Festus never happened.
Fake Kane.
Yeah, we'll just pretend that
aces and eights.
None of that ever. Yeah,
he had his. No. But listen, he had his stumbling points. But yeah, when you find something,
when push comes to shove, Gallows and Anderson is a tag team that shaped the independent / New Japan scene.
Yeah.
in the mid 2010s and launched New Japan to another level. They were the American talent that really helped push forward.
And they all look like they were having such a ball. I'll be honest.
God.
Like that's the one thing. Like you look at super cool like heel factions. We'll call them a heel faction. But every like promo that they did together, they're goofing. Pre-match stuff. They're antagonizing fans, and even in the middle of the match, they'd have a couple comedy spots. It definitely deserves. It's a good. That's an interesting matchup. And I look forward to dissecting it when we get here. So I would say, as far as matchups go, in this first round, I really like Lashley and Moose. Kind of jumps off the page to me. And I'm not a big Moose guy, but I just like the idea. Like they're very similar size matchups. Keith Lee was wrestling.
Lance Archer.
Lance Archer, which again, I should have remembered that because I do like the idea of both those guys hooking it up. So let's see where you go in the next round.
Where we go. Let's see where we go. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1 seed, Walter Gunther, however you want to refer to him as, is taking on Satnam Singh. And I think I kind of led to where we're going here when I was saying Satnam Singh he has 4 years experience.
Yeah.
Very, very green. And we're talking about a guy that's been in the business for 20 plus years. He went from being the most sought after independent wrestler to a WWE champion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Multi-time WWE champion. Main eventing some of their biggest pay-per-views ever. I mean, we're going Walter.
Okay.
I can't call him Gunther.
That's fine. Yeah.
It hurts my heart to call him Gunther.
Volta.
We're going Walter.
Walter gets the win on that one. That makes total sense to me.
Yes. And now we're going to go to the 8-9 matchup, which this is my personal. This was my personal hardest match to decipher who I'm going to move on to the next round. We have the number 8 seed Powerhouse Hobbs taking on the number 9 seed Brody King.
Yeah.
Brody King is in one of my favorite bands that I'm currently listening to. So I have like a bit of bias towards him.
Oh.
But I do think that with the right backing and the right circumstances, that Powerhouse Hobbs can be a future AEW champion and one of the biggest stars in that company.
Yeah.
If they push it properly. So moving on in that matchup is going to be Powerhouse Hobbs.
Wow.
Powerhouse.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Powerhouse Hobbs. Moving on. Powerhouse Hobbs will be taking on Walter Gunther.
Yeah. You could just keep calling him. You just keep calling him Walter.
Meaty meats. All right. So now we're going the 4 seed Bobby Lashley.
Yes, this is my matchup.
The 13 seed Moose. Listen, I would say, especially now, athletically, Moose has the advantage. Now, but Bobby Lashley was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
For a long, long time.
An MMA fighter.
And he was an MMA fighter. He was an Olympic wrestler.
National collegiate champion. Yeah.
I mean, the guy has the pedigree. Also, I kind of just don't like Moose.
Cool.
So let's move on, Bobby Lash.
All right, Bob Lash, Roberto.
And now
the Almighty.
The final matchup on that side of the bracket will be Keith Lee versus Lance Archer.
Oof, yeah.
Another one. Another one that's going to be a banger. This might be the best match.
Yeah. Yeah. Physical. You got some underhanded tactics from Archer. He can wear you down. He can get under the fan skin for sure.
But in his prime, Keith Lee is one of the best big men of the decade. And I think that in a battle of two guys that are going to give you like the power matchups, Keith Lee is going to hit you with one of those big power moves on Lance Archer, and he's going to get the victory.
All right, knocking the wind out of him, taking a win. So Keith Lee advances to take on the Almighty.
Keith Lee versus the Almighty. So we're going to get Walter versus Powerhouse Hobbs, Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley.
Interesting. I like this. All right.
So now we're going to move to the other half of the bracket. The number 2 seed, Brody Lee, taking on the number 15 seed, Omos.
Yeah.
And again, I understand size advantage, Omos. Yes. However, like I said earlier, with it's a carbon copy of Walter and Satnam Singh. Inexperience is gonna lead to a loss. Brody Lee, one of the better big men we've ever seen in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Versus a guy who has all the potential in the world, especially with his size and his athleticism. But it's
not your night, almost.
He's a little too green under the gills.
Almost.
So Brody Lee is going to move on.
Hopefully with a big spinning lariat.
Yeah. And then a big boot, and then I don't know if you can reach him with a spinning boot.
You kick him in the dick with one.
Oh, yeah. Kick him in the big boot to the dick, spinning lariat. That's the only way he's going to actually be able to hit him with the clothesline. All right, now the next one, this is an interesting matchup to me. We have Bronson Reed versus Big Bill. This one could really go either way, in my mind.
I think here you got a sleeper of a potentially good match, because I think the time they've been in the business is very similar. So it's not like you have a veteran. Yeah.
No, you have two guys that know what's going on. In my mind, I just think that Bronson Reed gets the edge. I think he's got a little bit of. He's got the underhanded tactics, and he's also got a lot more experience when it comes to the pro wrestling world. I feel like Bill is kind of conditioned to a certain way of wrestling.
Yeah, he's American television wrestling for sure.
And Bronson Reed has been all over the map. A more seasoned wrestler.
And that tsunami's no joke.
No joke. So we're going to go Bronson Reed over Big Bill to take on Brody Lee in the next round.
Okay. Whew.
3 versus 14, Bray Wyatt versus Dijak. I don't think we really need to speak on this one.
Goodbye, Dijak.
Yeah.
The eyes do not have it in this case.
No.
The Eater of Worlds has it, so.
Yes. I mean, it's Bray Wyatt.
Seriously.
And now we have the 6 seed, Braun Strowman, taking on the 11 seed, Doc Gallows.
All right. I know what the heart wants.
It's too sweet, baby.
Oh, yeah. All right, good. I was worried there that Braun Strowman you might have to be like, I got to go chalk, but
no.
That's a good, solid upset.
It's too sweet. We're getting Gallows moving on.
Getting those cane-like uppercuts that he throws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, on that side of the bracket, we have Brody Lee versus Bronson Reed, and Doc Gallows versus
Bray Wyatt. Ooh. All right.
We got a spicy second round. All right. So in the quarterfinals, the number 1 seed, Walter, taking on the number 8 seed, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Can they both win?
Yeah. If I could call a draw, I would.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can't. And I mean, this is going to be a chop fest.
Yeah. Oh.
This is going to be a straight up just fight.
You got the Powerhouse Hobbs has that great spine buster.
Great spine buster.
Walter has the body slam, that power body slam that he does, and then also like the splash off the top. Powerhouse with the full Nelson versus the sleeper hold. It's more of a tight matchup than anticipated.
It is.
I love this on paper.
On paper, I think that this would be an incredible match.
Yeah.
You got the Star's gonna get the rub on this one.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Walter moving on.
No doubt.
Walter is moving on to the semifinals.
Congratulations, Wally.
Over Powerhouse. Now, this is an interesting match.
I'm here for this one.
Big Bob taking on Keith Lee.
Roberto and Keith. Yeah.
Roberto and Keith. That's an interesting one.
Uh-huh.
And I go back and forth on this one because you have the both of these guys are super athletic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, very well built, well manicured man. Keith Lee,
A little sloppier.
a little sloppy.
Yeah.
But a guy that can put it all together. I think the underdog gets this one.
Agility on the Keith Lee side. I would agree with you.
Keith Lee is going to get the dub over Bobby Lashley.
So that sets up between the two of them a rematch of I think Keith Lee beat, or was it vice versa, that Walter beat Keith Lee for the PWG championship. They had a PWG title match and one dropped the belt to the other one.
I don't remember which way it went, but you're correct.
Yeah. So they have shared history, which is the important thing.
In the semifinals, we get Walter versus Keith Lee.
Great.
On the other side, the number 2 seed, Brody Lee.
Mm-hmm. It's Mr. Brody Lee. Yeah.
Mr. Brody Lee.
Right.
Versus the number 10 seed, Bronson Reed. Now, that's a fucking match.
Yeah.
That's a match.
That's clotheslines. That's bull rushes in the corner.
You have two guys working heel.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two guys that are working way different styles.
Yeah.
All big man.
But they again, there's similarities and physicalities, but there is still like, and
it's going to be hard hitting.
Brody's got the height advantage, but I think the speed advantage might be a Bronson Reed thing.
The speed and the weight advantage. So it's going to come down to a tough one, but Brody Lee is going to get the W.
He gets the Duke. All right. Wow.
Over Bronson Reed. So we have Brody Lee moving on against the winner of Bray Wyatt and Doc Gallows. Bray.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, we had a little bit of
there are certain matches that it's
clearer than.
Yeah, it's clearer than could be. Bray Wyatt, a little bit more athletic, a little bit more charismatic,
Yeah.
a little bit more everything than Gallows. So we're gonna get Bray moving on, take on Brody Lee. So our final 4 for the 2010s: Walter versus Keith Lee, Bray Wyatt versus Brody
Lee.
So the finals are definitely going to be Brody Lee versus Keith Lee, so that we can have Lees.
Lees.
No, just kidding.
All right.
So your number 1 seed, Walter, taking on Keith Lee. I'm picturing this as not current day Gunther. I'm picturing this as
Heavy Walter.
Yes, Heavy Walter,
Giant Baby.
like 2017 to 2020 Walter.
Yep.
The Walter that was coming out. The Walter that took on Dragunov.
Ilya Dragunov, right? Yeah.
In that incredible match. That's the Walter I'm picturing. Taking on Keith Lee from his PWG days.
Yeah.
And man, it's gonna be a barn burner.
Of course. Yeah.
It's gonna be a barn burner. But I mean, Walter.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Walter is Walter.
I know. Yeah.
Walter, Gunther, whatever you are, whatever it is, he is. In my opinion, in the modern days, he is what the big. If you want to model a big man or after somebody, he's the guy to do it.
Yeah, he's no nonsense. He hits harder than anybody else in that company. He's got a motor, so it's not like he's. Listen, your typical big man. If you go back and you look at the '80s big men, you're getting 7 or 8 minutes out of him tops. And yeah, they're gonna give 110% in that 7 to 10 minutes, but it isn't necessarily. It's not good looking wrestling. Walter's good looking wrestling these days. He's some of my favorite matches in that company come from. And you want to talk so Jey Uso. I'm on record. I don't get Jey Uso. I'm not 11 years old and want to go yeet the whole time. And then when the bell rings, it's like, oh, good, he's wrestling Marty Jannetty, basically. But Walter made me believe that, and both sides of the coin, the intimidation, the dominance in the ring, and then eventually when he's got to sell and he's got to show ass, he's game for it. And he's a unique promo too. Let's not sidestep that.
Great.
He's a fucking cool, calculated killer, and he's still a heel, and he still knows how to rile the crowd up and get that opponent and belittle that opponent to a point where you're hoping for the fight of their life, and they have to have the fight of their life to beat him, and in most cases they don't. Walter definitely deserves to be in the Elite 8 of the Battle of the Big Men tournament.
Yeah, he's. I think he's my guy. He of anyone of the current era, he's and the unique thing about him is he's carried the persona that he used on the independent scene.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And hasn't changed a single thing.
Oh.
And
except his body shape, he's
no,
in tremendous shape now, but
got in great shape and stuff. But character wise, the way that he works, he hasn't changed a thing from when he was working in WXW 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He was doing the same shit. It was just heavy chops. A guy that's bigger. He's doing things that a bigger guy you wouldn't expect to do, and he takes over when he's on the screen, he takes over the screen.
Yeah, yeah, you gravitate towards him. When he leaves his feet, and this is like the rare occasion when he leaves his feet, I mean, not even talking about when he climbs the ropes, but like when he leaves his feet, it's an important spot in the match.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of big men that will like bump, and especially nowadays, like they have to have a little bit more agility to get up for a body slam or suplex or whatever it is. And it seems to be like it's understood that the fans don't get treated to a big man who won't leave his feet. Walter is certainly the type of guy that, like, if it's a smaller opponent, he milks that, and he did that with Dragunov incredibly. Milks it to a point where when he finally takes that body slam or he finally takes the German suplex or whatever it is, it means so much more because he didn't rush into it, right?
I mean, like even the match with Punk at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I really don't care for a lot of what modern WWE is, but that match was so good, and the way that he sold when he realized that he got busted open,
mm-hmm.
and like the way that he cowered in the corner.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And this is a guy that is, you know, he's positioning himself as like this unstoppable monster.
Yeah.
And the way that once he realized, oh fuck, I'm wounded,
compromised. Yeah.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like the way that he sold that, he's just
he's one of a kind.
And granted he's been their champion, but I think he should be their main.
He should be their forever champion.
Not their second, their secondary champion.
Right, not the Raw belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should be the main champion.
All right, other side of the bracket. Who do you get? The battle of the former Wyatt. Heavenly battle of the Wyatt family.
Unfortunately, yes. We have two guys who have passed on. The number 2 seed Brody Lee versus the number 3 seed Bray Wyatt. Man, this is it's a tough thing to put together because one guy has so much more work to study than the other.
Okay.
Bray really has, I mean, the Husky Harris stuff you can't really.
That's a separate canon,
especially
almost.
Yeah, when you're looking at the Bray Wyatt persona, you can't put that together. And I would say that the later Fiend stuff that they were doing prior to his passing was not really up to snuff with the rest of that character's work.
Mm-hmm.
However, Brody Lee or Luke Harper, undeniable from start to finish.
Yeah.
In my opinion, top 5 big man of all time.
He's got Brody genes.
He can do literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
And as creative as Bray was and out of the box his thinking was, it doesn't hit for everybody.
Okay.
But the undeniable in-ring ability of Brody Lee is something that, and his ability to connect with an audience.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, that's...
For a guy who barely spoke for most of his career,
mm-hmm.
is, like, second to none.
Yeah. Big faction guy.
Big faction guy was never, until his last run, before he passed away, he was never the main character.
Yep.
He was always the secondary character, and yet still had everyone noticing him, talking about him,
mm-hmm.
and realizing that, well, that's the work. He's the workhorse.
Right. I like what they do, but I am interested in what this guy's got.
Yeah.
He seems like a psychopath, or he seems like he can, like, tie you into a pretzel or throw you off the top of a building if you want to make it really like horror movie style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Brody Lee move on.
All right.
That is gonna be the final two of the 2010s.
That's a solid set. So you got
Walter and Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. So just to recap, actually the whole tournament itself. So Walter and Brody Lee are getting through out of that 2010s, 2020s bracket, or 2015 bracket, whatever you want to call it. Earlier today, I put through Samoa Joe and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. They made it through. Remind us your 90s bracket.
90s, Bam Bam Bigelow and Big Van Vader.
Big Van Vader. And then my 80s bracket was Hulk Hogan, Stan the Lariat Hansen. This has been another... that one I think might have been one of my favorites, just because the body of work of the guys that you put into your most recent bracket is... They're more memorable in recent memory, first and foremost. It's not totally like, hey, I got to remember what this guy was like when they wrestled, or like, oh, what was their greatest matches, and so on and so forth. I think it was very much based on what the guys that are still with us, what they can do now, and what their potential may be down the road. And, you know, we're talking about them in another 5 or 10 years and like what they've put together. And I think as far as quality through all 16 of the guys that you had, even with Sutton and Omos, that 16 beats out the other 16s that we had. Like, there are some clunkers in here. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody loves to talk about Otto Vance and Giant Baba. Or Heidenreich and Gene Snitsky and Test and the fucking lugs like that, or
El Gigante
or anything. But pound for pound, I would say like the 1 through at least the 1 through 12 on that most recent bracket are absolutely undeniable. So
it's what the crazy thing is that the earlier ones, like the earlier decades that we presented, right?
Yeah.
Those are the more memorable characters.
Of course.
Those are the more memorable people that I think the listeners would probably connect with more.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're like a fan of modern wrestling, like the guys that we're talking about, the older guys, you're going to be like, those guys fucking sucked.
Yeah.
The Great Khali made it to the final 4 of that one bracket. That's insane. However,
it's true.
However, that's like one of the more memorable characters of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
for better or worse.
It's all a matter of perspective on what do you, and that's the beauty of wrestling.
So it's easy about it. Yeah, that's what's easy to like about it. Everything is perspective. All right. Well, this is a great exercise. 2 great episodes during this month of September. A September to remember. We'll be back with the finals in our next episode. The Battle of the Big Man. Whatever format we land on, you guys will see it and hear it. Once again, we encourage you to follow us on the socials. At D-Kick Basement on Blue Sky and on X. The network is at Off the Cuff Stuff on Instagram. Follow us there. Check out our previous posts and stories. But you're going to see polls for the marquee matchups that we put together for these brackets. All of the arguments that you want to have. Hey, did we get it right? Did we not get it right? You'll be able to raise your hand up and say, I would have done this better. You left this guy out. I've already started to hear that we, in the 90s bracket, that we didn't bring up Typhoon. We didn't bring up the Shockmaster. PN News was left on the cutting room floor. Adrian Adonis could have been in the 80s. There's a lot of, listen, you're going to have a lot of conjecture going back and forth. So we want to hear more of that feedback from the fans and more of the interesting insights that you guys have for the tournament in general. And can't wait to show you what the finals look like. And then to bring more of these, another tournament in 2026, whatever we make up out of our wrestling fan mind. So for Tom on his side, tremendous tag team partner. This is Mike Madden on my side. We hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you at the matches.
Aye.